This is Larry Jordan, the host of the Digital Production Buzz. The following interview is an excerpt from a recent program. To hear the entire program, visit digitalproductionbuzz.com. Mike Woodworth started in our industry 15 years ago as an editor and post-production supervisor. Then he launched Divergent Media, a post-production software company based in San Francisco, and he's the creator of ClipWrap, EditReady, and ScopeBox. Hello, Mike. Welcome.
Hey, Larry. How you doing?
Mike, how would you define Divergent Media? What do you guys do?
We are a tools company in production video. The goal is to solve video producers' problems.
So why did you decide to start the company?
Because I had lots of problems when I was producing.
What were some of the problems you wanted to solve?
Well, our first product, ScopeBox, which came out almost 10 years ago, came from my needs as a colorist and finishing editor at the time. So it was right around the transition from SD to HD, and hardware scopes were just too expensive. And so making a software solution was a cost-effective way for everyone to get a set of scopes, produce better-looking video.
I didn't realize that ScopeBox was your first product. That's very cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then what? What came next?
Next, we produced a product called ClipWrap, which was our AVC HD and HDV rewrapper. We sort of coined the phrase rewrapping. So anytime you had a transport stream and wanted to get it into QuickTime format for editing, it was the simple tool for doing that.
Okay, now you've left off one. What's one that you've left off? We've got ClipWrap and we've got ScopeBox, and then there's what?
And our new tool is EditReady. That came out about 2 years ago, and the whole goal with EditReady was to create a tool that would do the same things that ClipWrap did, but for all of the new cameras coming out. Anything from an iPhone to an Alexa. The goal was to have sort of a soup to nuts tool that could take any of these cameras that you're going to see in the field now and get them all into an edit-ready format.
Well, wait a minute. We can do that now with Media Encoder or a compressor. Why should we get a third-party program like EditReady?
Well, we really are trying to position the tool in that transition from when you go from production to post-production. So Media Encoder, compressor, those are general purpose transcoding tools. We've positioned EditReady specifically in this stage when you're trying to take all of your camera footage and bring it into editorial. So we have a bunch of tools to make we have an easier workflow, and we have features such as file renaming based on metadata, a full metadata editor, the ability to preview with LUTs easily, simple drag and drop, batching.
Now, you mentioned that this is wrapping. I want to try and get an understanding of the difference here. Are we simply changing the container that holds the media, or are we actually transcoding it into a different format? For instance, would I use EditReady to take, say, an AVC HD or an MTS file and transcode that to ProRes, or is that above and beyond what the application does?
We can do both. ClipWrap, our earlier tool, was designed principally for rewrapping. EditReady will do both, and it really is designed for these mezzanine codecs, ProRes, DNX. We will rewrap as well. So if you are, if you're bringing in AVC HD media or HDB media, we can easily rewrap that. We can also rewrap media like H.264 based MXF media. So if you just need to get that into a container that you can upload to Vimeo, say, we can pull the essence out of MXF and put that into a QuickTime wrapper.
How would you define the difference between wrapping and transcoding for people that, like me, get kind of confused about that?
Sure. So there are two technical issues at play when you're trying to support a media format coming off of a camera or out of an editing host. There's the codec that the media is encoded in, and then there's the wrapper, which is the format that codec is placed into a file. So QuickTime, MP4, MXF, AVCHD, those are all container formats. H.264, ProRes, DNX HD, those are codecs, and that is just determining how the video information is stored inside one of those containers. So every file is a container of some kind. It contains either compressed media or uncompressed media. That is the codec.
Okay, so then ClipWrap would change the container, and EditReady has the option of changing the container or transcoding the media inside it.
Correct. So EditReady is basically our new, it's our replacement for everything that ClipWrap did. We do a number of other cameras as well. So ClipWrap just did HDV and AVCHD. EditReady, we support movie files, MP4s, MXFs. So the goal behind it is to make it really simple. As editors nowadays, lots of productions will say they're going to shoot on an Alexa. And then the day the shoot comes, your assistant camera person has a DSLR and they shoot some pickup shots. The producer shoots, one or two things on their iPhone. And so what we want to do is make it really simple as an editor to just throw all this stuff into EditReady, say, I need ProRes for my edit. And we'll take everything, we read the metadata in those files, transfer all of it into common formats. We also know that, the best way to get from iPhone footage to ProRes is to do this to the frame size. The best thing to do to get from Alexa to ProRes is to do this. And so each file is sort of there's a path inside the app that sort of hand encodes the best possible format. So, the goal is to get your media into a single format at the highest quality for each source format.
Well, I want to shift gears back because codecs are my life, and Mike could falls asleep during it.
Did you see the graphs where EditReady, just kicks butt over a compressor?
But I want to shift back to one of your first toys, which is ScopeBox.
Mm-hmm.
I understand you've got some news here on ScopeBox that we should pay attention to.
Yeah, we've got, it's actually news for both apps. So the big thing we launched a week ago was integration between the two apps. So if you're an EditReady user and you load a bunch of footage, using a technology that we built a number of years ago called ScopeLink, you're now able to scope your footage. So as you play footage in EditReady, you can watch that in ScopeBox with a full set of scopes. So waveform, vector scope, parades, a number of custom tools that we have. And then just yesterday, we announced a new integration with a third-party Pomfort, the DIT tools company out of Germany. We're supporting their SilverStack application as a ScopeLink source as well. So, for a number of these media ingest platforms now, in the DIT toolkit, you're able to load your media in in either EditReady or Pomfort SilverStack and get a full suite of QC tools there on set without having hardware scopes or having to transcode things into some sort of format that other software scopes support.
That's very cool. Tell us about Pomfort. This is a company that I haven't heard a lot about.
So Pomfort's out of Germany. They make DIT tools. So SilverStack, the one that we've integrated with at this point, is offloading. It's a camera offloader. It's a series of color management tools. It's really designed for on-set camera offload, look management, things like that.
One of the things that we were chatting in the last segment about with Tim Dashwood is sort of some new technology that's coming. One of the new technologies that I'd like to get your take on that we'll probably hear a lot more at NAB is HDR. Have you had a chance to experiment with that at all, and do you have any opinions, or is it too early for us to even think about that?
No, HDR is going to be interesting because we're getting to a place now where scopes are no longer about legality per se. So this is something we're doing a lot of research in at the moment, and a lot of conversations with people from ACES and HDR. wide gamut, all of these various technologies. What they mean at this point is that a scope is more of an artistic tool than a broadcast legality issue at this point. So when we launched, the whole thing was, the whole point of having scopes was to make sure that you stayed below 100 IRE and that your colors hit in the vector scope. And nowadays they're artistic tools. And so we're finding that most of our ScopeBox customers are colorists now who are going to E3 or Rec 2020 or film even, laying back film. And so it's not an issue of broadcast engineering anymore. It's an issue of, camera matching, frame matching, stylistic decisions, knowing whether you're crushing your shadows or whether or not you're losing detail or banding. And so that's really something we're starting to look at a lot more in the scope arena, is how we're all going to manage these artistic decisions.
I think that's an incredibly important issue, especially because HDR is such a different visual environment from what we've been used to all these years. Mike, where can we go on the web to learn more about the products your company offers?
So our website is divergentmedia.com. You can also check us out on Twitter. It's divergent_media, or we're on Facebook as well.
And Mike, congratulations on the baby.
Thank you. Well, it's going to be the first time
It's going to be awesome.
At NAB.
It's going to be wonderful. Yeah, I'll miss you at NAB, but it'll be awesome.
And Mike's website is Divergent Media, all one word, divergentmedia.com. Mike Woodworth is the founder and CEO of Divergent Media. Mike, thanks for joining us today. This has been interesting.
Thanks, Larry.
If you'd like to see more videos like this one, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. To stay connected and receive updates from The Buzz, sign up for our free weekly newsletter now. Or you can learn more about us on our website. And thanks for watching The Digital Production Buzz.